Hello you guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. Welcome back to another book video. I'm so excited to be talking about The Summer I Turned Pretty with you guys today. This is written by Miss Jenny Han. She is the same author that wrote the To All the Boys I've Loved Before book series, which I love and adore. Read them a couple years ago and Netflix turned them into some movies, which are so cute and wholesome and good. And this book series is actually getting turned into a show by Amazon, which comes out in I think about 2 weeks from the time I'm filming this. They actually just dropped the full trailer for it today and it's so cute. It looks so good. They did change a plot line. They changed the plot line in the trailer, but I still hope all the characters just look exactly how I pictured them. And I'm just so excited to share with you guys my thoughts on this book series. I read these in about 10 days, all 3 of them, and they're pretty short reads. They're about 250 pages a book. So really not that short, and I will show you guys the inside because the font of the writing is a little bit bigger. So they're just very quick reads, very adorable, very cute, very good summer reads if you're looking for a good summer read or you just want to read it before the show comes out like I did. I definitely recommend reading this. So if you guys want to hear my thoughts and opinions, be sure to keep on watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button below. And without further ado, let's jump into the video. So I bought this book series off of Amazon. It was around $30. I wanted to just buy them all together because I knew I was just going to want to read them back to back. And I just love that it comes in the box. I actually have the box set for my selection series books. And I just love that I can just store them all together and just keep them in their own cute little box. The covers of these books are really nice. They've actually been redesigned since the series originally came out, which I believe the last book came out in 2011. So it is a little bit of an older book series, but I just love the cover. Here is the first book. This is The Summer I Turned Pretty. And I love that it has the shells and stuff on it. You can't really see, there is a little bit of a glare. I'm filming this like late afternoon, so I'm sorry if the lighting changes throughout this video, but the shells are textured. You can't really tell on camera. And I just love the colors. There's like the orange binding on this first one and then this like tealy green kind of color. But I will show you if you can see. I don't know if you can see that. The font is quite big and compared to most books that I read, so it did help it go by really quick, and it's just very simple, easy reading. I would say this book series is definitely geared towards more of a younger audience. So if you're in middle school, high school, I think this would be perfect for you. As a 26-year-old reading this book, it was a little hard in the beginning to relate to it because our main character, Belly, she's 15 in this first book. But as you read through the rest of the trilogy, the kids do grow in age. So I think in the last book, they're in college. So it's a little bit closer to my age and just to a point where I can relate to more of what they are going through. But this is the first book. I'm gonna show you guys the next ones, what they look like. Here is the second book. This is called It's Not Summer Without You. Again, a very pretty corally color, and then it has the same like green. This is like reminding me of like the watermelon rind, like that color, the green. I think it's so pretty. And then the last book is called We'll Always Have Summer, and it is this very pretty, very bright purple color. And then it has the maroon binding as well, which I think is so pretty, and they all have the shells on them and they're textured. So moving into the plot line, let's start with book number 1. This is called The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm just gonna read the back cover so you guys can get the full summary. So it says, some summers are just destined to be pretty. When each summer begins, Belly leaves her school life behind and escapes to Cousin's Beach, the place she has spent every summer of her life. Not only does the beach house mean home away from home, but her favorite people are there. Susanna, her mother's best friend, and her sons Conrad and Jeremiah. Belly has been chasing Conrad for as long as she can remember, and more than anything, she hopes the summer will be different. Despite distractions from a new guy named Cam and lingering looks from Conrad's brother Jeremiah, Belly's heart belongs to Conrad. Will he offer his to her? Will this be the summer that changes everything? So Belly is our main character in book number 1, and this book is told entirely from her perspective. I like the way that Jenny had it set up because it does alternate between ages of Belly as she's growing up. So for instance, she'll be 9 years old in one chapter talking about a memory she had with Jeremiah or Conrad or Susanna. And then she'll be 14, and then we'll go back to the present so you can kind of get a better idea of their relationships to one another and the different memories and quirks and things that the characters have, which I think are so adorable because the way that Jenny writes books, I just think is amazing. She really dreams up these like really cutesy, very romantic relationships and experiences between the characters. I think there's one scene in this book where Belly and Jeremiah were at the movies and they were drinking soda and the straws that they used were made out of Twizzlers. And I was like, that sounds like so much fun. Like, I would love to be a main character in one of her books. Even just thinking back to All the Boys I've Loved Before books, I just think she is such a great writer and she comes out with these really amazing plot lines. But I love all the relationships between the characters, especially in this first book. And like I said, Belly is 15, so for me, being 26, it was hard for me to relate to her just because she is very much younger than I am now. I found that this was the first book I have read where I related more to, I guess, the parents in here and just her mom and the relationship she has with Susanna. Like, they're absolute best friends. They've grown up together. They do everything together and they just spend every summer with each other and just like go off and do fun things with each other. And that just reminds me of the friendship that I have with one of my best friends back home. And it's just something I think everyone really wants to have in their life. And it's just so fun to read about. In this first book, this is really Belly trying to figure out and navigate her relationship with Conrad, but also Jeremiah, because these boys are seeing her for the first time and they're realizing that she is more than just an annoying sister-like figure. Like, she's kind of grown up and she's pretty now and they are realizing that they have feelings for her. She is just like so lost and doesn't know what to do because she's only 15. And it was really fun to read about. I did rate this 3 stars on Goodreads. I rated it lower than the other 2 because, like I said, I was having a hard time relating to her. And I do think some of the plot lines in here were a little bit predictable, but I still feel like I enjoyed reading it and it was still really cute and really fun to read. Moving into book number 2, this is It's Not Summer Without You. And this book is told from Belly's point of view, but also introduces Jeremiah's point of view, which I really liked because it gives you more of a backstory of kind of what's going on before this big plot line in here happens, and then just also after and presently. I don't want to spoil anything. I'm pretty sure in the title I'm just going to say this is a spoiler-free review just in case some of y'all haven't read it yet. But I would say, just for a warning and a trigger, there is a character in this trilogy that has cancer. And if you are going through something at home or just know someone who has cancer or you have lost someone recently, this book might be hard for you to read. It is very sad. Obviously, it's called It's Not Summer Without You, so something happens. And it's really just about Belly and Conrad and Jeremiah and everyone trying to navigate what life looks like with dealing with someone having cancer and losing them. And that can be really hard to read and heartbreaking. Like, it was really sad. So I just want to throw that out there just so you guys know just ahead of time. Also, Belly's best friend Taylor, which she's also mentioned in the first book, is more of a mainline character in here, and you kind of get to see more of Belly and Taylor's relationship, but you also get to see a lot of character development from Belly and Conrad and also Jeremiah. On top of all the character development too, the love triangle between the 3 of them really accelerates and speeds up by the time you get to the end of the second one, which kind of sets it up for the third one, which I didn't mention. So that is book number 2. I rated this 4 stars. I also forgot to mention, when I was reading this, it really reminded me of the fact that in like relationships with friends or people that you love, or you're in a romantic relationship with someone, your significant other, sometimes it's really easy to think, this is what I want our relationship to look like. And you see a lot of stuff on social media too, and you're like, oh my god, like they're so happy, like I would love to have that in my relationship. And for me too, like I'm totally guilty of this. Like I will put expectations on that person to live up to this kind of standard that not even like I can meet. And Belly does do that, especially with Conrad in this book. And it made me realize, even living out through Conrad's character, that people are just people. Like they're normal, they go through hard things. People disappoint you. I mean, you can have as many expectations as you want on a person, but that doesn't always come to fruition. And then it's hard to realize sometimes you have to let people you have known for a really, really long time go just because they don't fit into your life anymore, and you grow and you change and you evolve into the person that you are today. And that made me really think about that in this book, because I think, especially for Conrad's character, between Billy and Conrad and trying to figure out her first love situation and the love triangle, that was something she dealt with a lot in this book. Moving into the third book, I could not put this down. I had gotten to the point where I was so invested in all the characters, as I was invested in the love triangle. I had no idea which way it was gonna go. I cried at the end. I ugly cried at the end after I finished this. It was so good. But in this book, this is told from Billy's point of view, but you also get Conrad's point of view. And by the time I was reading this, I was dying for his point of view, because he's a very mysterious character. He's like that loner boy that you just want to know, what is he thinking? What's going on in his mind? Because he can be very closed off. And Jenny doesn't really give you an explanation as to why he's behaving a certain way or he's thinking a certain things, but you finally get to have a little peek inside of his head in this book, and I was obsessed. So this, I don't want to give away too much, just because that bigger plot line that is talked about a lot in book 2 is brought to fruition in this last book. Like I said, I want to keep it spoiler free, but I really enjoyed it. I had no idea which way the love triangle was going to go, and I almost read this in one sitting, to be honest, because I was just obsessed and I needed to know what happened. So that is book number 3. That is pretty much the whole trilogy. If you were looking for a summer read that takes place on the beach and you want some cutesy little romance, this is the book for you to read. And I'm very excited for the show to come out, because I would love to see how it's all brought together on screen. I watched the trailer, like I said. Taylor Swift has a song that's in the trailer and I'm obsessed with her, so of course I've been watching it almost every day. But I am really curious to see, because I know they introduced a debutante plot line, which is not written in these books, so I'm interested to see how that's all going to play out, and I'm so excited and obsessed. So let me know your thoughts in the comments if you have already read the books and your thoughts on the show, I guess. And let me know if you guys liked this video. I hope that it was helpful. I hope that you liked my thoughts on it. Again, leave me a comment knowing your thoughts. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you are having a great day wherever you are, and